And today's session, she's going to look at opportunities for entrepreneurs in the energy sector. Thank you very much, Madam Florence Nakajubi, for appreciating to come again and talk to us as entrepreneurs concerning the opportunities for us in this energy sector. I will introduce her to you. Miss Florence Nakajubi is a lecturer at Makerere University Business School in the Faculty of Business Administration. Miss Nakajubi is pursuing her PhD in Energy Transition Communications. Miss Nakajubi holds a Master of Business Administration. She holds a CPA and a Bachelor of Business Administration. In addition to being a lecturer at MUBS, she's also the CEO of Timberlake Eco Solutions and a co-founder of Leapfrog Eco Innovations Foundation. We are grateful to have you, Miss Florence Nakajubi, to again make a presentation to us. And I would like to invite you to start your presentation. And you have 30 minutes to make your presentation so that we are able to have some discussions at the end of the presentation. You are most welcome to speak to us. Ms. Florence Nakajubi, please unmute and start.
Thank you so much, Dr. Edith. Good morning, entrepreneurs and members of the MUBS Entrepreneurship and Innovation and Incubation Centre. I thank you for the opportunity you've given me to share again with the entrepreneurs about the different opportunities they can exploit in the energy sector to grow their businesses. I'm trying to share my screen. I request thank you. So today, basically, we are going to start by understanding is my screen visible? Is screen sharing? Oh, it is saying my screen sharing is paused.
Yes, it has not yet started, but I think it is progressing. Technical team, please support to enable Florence to share her screen.
I think I should first stop sharing.
I think so. First stop sharing, then you start afresh.
Oh. I'm trying to do that. Stop share. Let me try to share again.
All right, we are waiting. We are eagerly waiting to listen to the opportunities for entrepreneurs.
Yes, the opportunities. Do not know why my screen is not sharing. Let's find out why. But as we wait, today our major focus, I realized that most entrepreneurs appreciate the fact that these energy solutions can help them in their businesses. but they do not know how do I select which solution. So today we are going to go into the details to see the available opportunities, the information you can use to select the appropriate energy solution given the different solutions we have on market. Because this is very, very important for you to know which solution is appropriate, which one is not good for my business or is likely to cause more costs to. Oh, there is already someone sharing. Doctor, I can now share. You can help me and I share again.
Sorry?
Yes, I think I can now share my screen.
Yes, yeah, we can see your screen now. Thank you.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
So today we are going to go straight to these opportunities, and I'm going to first remind you that the survey undertaken by WUMA in 2024 indicated that over 74% of manufacturers see energy costs as their second largest operational costs. So the question of energy costs, which energy source, which energy solution is still a big issue for entrepreneurs. Yet still over 50% have not implemented any energy saving measures. Meaning now this is an opportunity the MUBS Entrepreneurship Center has given you. At least maybe most people have not employed these as solutions because they have no information. They are not very sure how to choose which solution. We still have our key concepts which we looked at last time. And today we are going to focus on energy efficiency. How do I ensure energy efficiency? What information is available? What is available on market for me that I can exploit to become an efficient entrepreneur? Now let us first focus on the source that is electricity. Most of us entrepreneurs, we have to use electricity in our businesses, even at home. Now, before you choose a particular appliance or electric appliance to use in your business, you need to look for the energy efficiency label. These labels are always indicated or are always there on these appliances, only that they are never brought to your attention at the time of purchasing the appliance, or even the person selling or offering you this appliance has no idea what these labels mean. Now, if you're going to buy a refrigerator or you're going to buy a air conditioner currently in Uganda, these products have energy efficiency labels. Look at the label. The label will tell you how much this particular appliance consumes. In Uganda, we are working on our mandatory energy performance standards. At least for the fridges and air conditioners, this has been there since 2020. And those people who have used these appliances, according to the Ministry of Energy, at least they save up to 150 annually in electricity. And the potential is high. When you go to the market and you find a product, don't just say, give me the cheap one. For example, refrigerator, you have a shop, you have a supermarket, you're selling, or you use a refrigerator in your business. Even if it is at home, when you save money at home, you can take it back into your business. You need to be able to choose an appliance that saves. Look at your refrigerator. That energy efficiency level is there. I know most of the time you didn't know what it meant. The more pluses you see, that one which looks like a rainbow, which you're seeing in the image there, that is what we call the energy efficiency level. Now that one is for a refrigerator. It tells you the level of efficiency. If it is A++, like you're seeing in this image, it means that is an extremely efficient appliance. it is saving you 3 times more than a non-efficient appliance. It is I rated an A++. The more you see the pluses, the more efficient. Even if it is an A label, it might be just A without any plus. So we have started with those labels. So if you go to buy a refrigerator, look at the labels before you say, give me this one is cheaper, this one is more expensive. You will find that what you thought was cheaper is going to consume a lot of power. You are going to waste a lot of money. Wherever you switch it on, you consume a lot of power in terms of the kilowatt hours. You can also look at the kilowatt hours. I will emphasize that in the next slide. So look at A, B, all appliances that start with D. Those are high consuming appliances. But if you have an opportunity, focus on acquiring appliances at A, worst should be B. Because beyond that, when you go to C and D, D is the worst. These are appliances you plug in, you have a fridge, and every day it consumes 3-4 units. Or wherever it runs, it consumes 2-3 units per hour. And that one is not good for our business. So those who are asking, what is this label? Look at this C class for the fridge. An A+ is on the previous, on this label, and this is a C class when you look in this corner. Now this C class means it is consuming much more than the A+ class. I think that is one way you can be able to know that, okay, this appliance is more efficient. That means it saves more power, doing the same job, but saving more than another appliance. So this can inform your decision while acquiring electric appliances. As an entrepreneur, use this opportunity, use this information. And if you go back on your refrigerator, you will be surprised that this label is there already. So it saves you electric bills at least 18% compared to those which are non-rated. With a market that is flooded with so many appliances, like I told you last time, some we are not sure of the names. You need, as an entrepreneur, to be very keen while acquiring appliances for your business. Then the second issue you should consider is you choose appliances based on their wattage and power consumption. Last time I talked about wattage, but I got so many questions on my WhatsApp and some calls. What do you mean by wattage? Now you always have to check for lower wattage on the same task. If you're buying a refrigerator is the same liters, maybe they are all 20-liter refrigerators. Look for a refrigerator that consumes or that has lower wattage compared to the other. These watts, usually there is a label on the product, whichever product has a label, and it indicates the amount of electricity you need to operate the machine. So if you have 1,000 watts, 1,000 watts are equal to 1 kilowatt. Remember, when we are buying electricity in Uganda, we buy it in kilowatts. 1 kilowatt is 1 unit of electricity. It means wherever this appliance runs for 1 hour, it consumes 1 unit of electricity. That explains why we tell you that efficient cookers or pressure cookers, when it is 1,000 watts, if you cook beans for 20 minutes or for 30 minutes, it consumes 0.3 kilowatts. It means it consumes only that unit, 0.3 of the unit out of 1 unit. Now, if you do not check the watts, you'll buy an appliance that is 2,700 kilowatts per hour. It means when you plug it in, whichever hour it runs, it consumes over 2.7 units. So you cannot be getting the same profits or spending the same money on electricity as someone who has a more efficient appliance, which is 1,000 watts. So there are even LED TVs. Those of us who have screens, if you're buying a screen, LED TVs are proven to consume less. I know people usually say TVs do not consume. It depends. Plasma screens are over 250 watts. So it means if you have a LED TV, you save at least 40,000 per month on electricity used on a TV. You know, 40,000 going to a television, and sometimes we don't even notice that. So the television will be on the whole day, and you say TVs do not consume. Even look at all the appliances you're using. So if you're switching from one refrigerator to another, always refrigerators on average have 5,000 kilowatts per year. But the current ones that are improved are under 300 kilowatts per year. If your refrigerator is above 300 kilowatts per year, it is a high consuming refrigerator. Let us go back to the previous image. Look here. This one is a A++. It has a very high capacity, and it is consuming only 196 kilowatts per annum. Now this is below the 300 kilowatts they have told us. When I learned this information, I looked at my refrigerator at home, and my refrigerator has over 320 kilowatts per annum. Moreover, wherever I switch it on, it consumes too much. And I end up having to switch it on during off-peak hours. That is, I switch it on and off at midnight, and I switch it off at 6 a.m. But even with that, wherever I switch it on, at least it consumes 2 units of electricity. But when I was buying it, I felt very good because the woman told me, no, I can deduct for you on this one, but not the other one. I did not know that I will have to pay the cost over time. Now let us look at what we meant by the wattage. There is an image below here for a cooker. I'm sorry it is showing the brand, but we are just here for learning purposes. Our interest is not on the brand. Look in the corner below the word Timberland. There is information. 10 level power. It consumes 2,200 watts plus 2,200 watts. And the voltage is between 2020 to 2040 volts. We are going to talk about the voltage in the next slide. Why it is very important when you are purchasing. So if this particular cooker is consuming 2,200, wherever it runs, it consumes 2.2 units of electricity per hour. Now, if you're using this and you're cooking maybe chips, or you're cooking whatever business you're doing, and your colleague is using the one which is 1,000, you are consuming 2 times more. So you cannot make similar profit with this particular person. But by being just vigilant, you can use the information on these labels and you choose appropriate appliances. This information is always available on these appliances. Look at the durability and the maintenance cost. Usually we advise you go for brands or models which are known for lower maintenance costs and they are easy to access. On the market, I told you one of our challenges, I'm sure the government is working on it, is our market is flooded with products from different suppliers. You just go to China, you buy products, you choose the cheapest. Sometimes you don't even have a branded name. The product is called Choncho, one is called Chinchi. I'm not against entrepreneurs that are selling these products, but I'm also advising them that if you use them in your business. Most of these When it breaks down, it is very hard to fix it because it has no spare. We have some known brands here, like iSense, LG, Samsung. I've used those examples. It is very easy for it to be fixed. It has been on market for some time. So if you're buying an appliance that is costing you a lot of money in your business, you're a baker, you're buying an oven, you're buying a major appliance, try to ensure that it can be maintained. It has good warranty period. They are giving you after sales service, than buying an appliance that is so cheap, it breaks down and you cannot maintain. Those are some of the costs entrepreneurs incur. You find someone has over 5 abandoned appliances in their business. These are no longer used because they cannot be able to maintain them. Another one is you choose appliances that are suited for local voltage and conditions. That one is a very important issue. Most of us do not know that in Uganda, our voltage range is 240. Our standard voltage is 240 volts, and our frequency is 50 HZ. Let me call it HZ, not to be too technical. Do not worry about what this means, but this means, do not worry about the technicality or the numbers. It means when you go on the label of the product you are buying, look at the voltage and look at the frequency, because most of that is our voltage in Uganda. When you buy a product that is short range voltage, what we mean short range, it means it is maybe 220. It can't go below or above. Here we have issues of voltage fluctuations. You know, when you're at home, sometimes you see your light is dimming and going on. Dimming, today you have enough power. Some areas, they reach a time where they cannot switch on certain appliances. And they say, this time when the power is fluctuating and my appliances get burnt, women should compensate us. They will come and look at your appliance and tell you, look here, you have a short range voltage appliance. You should buy an appliance that has a range of at least 180 volts to 250 volts, because we have times where power goes down below our standard voltage range of 240. And then sometimes power comes back and it shoots high above our range. Sometimes it can go to 250. But if your appliance that you bought that is Chinchang or Chonchong that is not approved by UNBS, even if power comes back, if it is a bulb, it will blow. If it is an electric cooker, it will blow because it cannot stand the voltage. Look at this stick I'm showing you in the image. The rated frequency is 60 HZ. You look at the red box we have marked and focus on those. It is rated, the input is 220 watts. They do not give you the variation in voltage. So you do not know exactly is it high range? What is its lowest range? What is its highest range? So you don't know. But remember, we said generally in Uganda, our standard voltage frequency is 50 Hz. So if you buy this product here, you'll have challenges where you say, sometimes when the power now is very dim, your product will not work. It will not, or it will work for a short time and it will have challenges, or it has blown, a major part has blown, or it is no longer working, it is no longer performing as you wanted it, because it has been receiving a lower frequency. You did not know that this product you bought so cheaply, it looks so good, it is not very fit for Ugandan standards. Generally, our general sockets are typically supplying electricity between 220 to 240 volts. The general electricity. That's why maybe you have to buy the general socket, sorry. You have to buy specific socket if you're having a high frequency appliance to save yourself money from continuously saying my appliance has broken down. Some of us even say, when you go to this country, ship for me an appliance, make sure it can perform in Uganda. And now you know what we mean. When you go, whether you are not a technician, you can still check your appliance and confirm. Before I invest 5 million into this particular equipment for my business, will it work well for me? They will test it for you in the supermarket, or they'll test it for you at the workshop, wherever you're getting it. You do not know that when you go back, it will not show you right away. It's like buying a phone and you buy a charger that is not its capacity. Now this is a socket. That phone battery will not last for more than 6 months. And as an entrepreneur, that increases your energy costs, and you have a lot of redundant or abandoned appliances you're selling secondhand. You start saying these appliances do not work, this energy thing is a scam, but because you lack information on how to choose the right appliance for you. You should consider after-sales services. For example, choose products where they can help you repair, where they can install. And I've been giving you statistics. Even here, consumers who use products that we are given after sales services, over 85% confirm that they save a lot. They are more contented with their products than products which you just go to the supermarket or to the streets and you buy. I recommend, if you're buying an equipment for business, an equipment for your home, for your safety, go and check this equipment. I've given you a simple summary here. Fridge, the old types consume over 500 kilowatts per year. A good fridge should consume maximum 280 kilowatts per year or below, or 300, not above 300 kilowatts per year. And then you'll be able to save on money. TVs, we've talked about the LED TVs that at least consume 100 watts. Those which are above are consuming a lot of power, and for you think TVs do not consume, so it is on all throughout the day. Air conditioners, choose conditioners which have inbuilt inverter systems for hotels and other businesses that use air conditioners. In the interest of time, we are going to stop here for today. And there I'll take you straight to the, I was going to talk about this, but we are going, that is also another long story. I'll take you straight to the questions and answers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Florence Nakajubi, for this great information that you've shared with us. It's very important for us because we've been seeing such things on gadgets, but we didn't know what they meant. We've been calling them rainbows, not knowing what they mean. But it is very important that you've taken us through this, and you've showed us how to select the best electronic appliances in Uganda. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. I won't waste any more time, but to invite Mr. Bone Kagaba to handle the Q&A. Bone, please. Mr. Bone Kagaba, are you there? Bone, please, I invite you to handle the Q&A. unmute and handle Q&A. Bonnie.
Good morning, Doctor. I think Bonnie might be having issues. He's on.
Please go ahead.
Yes, let me take over handling Q&A. So,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, in this Q&A session, I hope I'm not getting any feedback. In this Q&A session, kindly ask your questions. You have 3 ways of asking these questions. You could type it in the chat directly. You could also type it in the Q&A area in Zoom, or you could also raise your electronic hand and you'll be given permission, or you'll be given permission to unmute yourself and ask your question directly. Yeah, other than that, thank you very much. Our presenter this morning, there are 3 questions in the chat and in the Q&A. Let me start with those 3 questions. I hand them over to you as we wait for more to come in. And all 3 are from James. He starts by saying, many thanks for educating us. And he asks, do we have window turbines? Do we have window turbines yet in Uganda? That was the first question. Let me give you 2 more. Still from James, he says, please confirm what the government is doing to address the ever power fluctuating over the years. Sometimes the power in the entire area can be dimming, especially when the transformer is overloaded with users. Does the government have a tracker on the people connected on the power grid to adjust accordingly? And then the third question from him still is, if we are flooded in unregulated electronics, what is ERA doing to address this? Let me hand these questions over to you as we wait for more, but ladies and gentlemen, feel free to also raise your hand and ask your question directly. Let me hand those questions over to you.
Thank you so much for the questions. I'll start with the first one. If we are flooded with unregulated electronics, what is ERA doing to address this? The government every day does its best to ensure that the right products come into the country. That one, you know, we have cross-border points and it is, but usually still people will smuggle in products. Maybe there are some loopholes everywhere. There are some loopholes. That's why you need to have information as you. Once we learn the right thing and we do not provide market for the fake products, then they will not be brought here. The only reason why they are dumped here is because they know we are still ignorant and we go ahead and purchase them. I told you a story myself where I bought a cooker, a pressure cooker. Actually, I have even an electric oven, which I just want to go and I throw out on the road. It is 2,600 watts. Just roasting chicken for like an hour and 5 minutes. And it is not very fast, it is not very efficient, so it takes some good time. I end up consuming like 4 units of electricity. It is too much for me. It is not efficient, it is not fast, it does not keep the heat inside, meaning it takes a long time roasting, and it takes a lot of electricity. Now, I didn't know this before. When I learned this, I went back and checked on the label, on the energy efficiency level, and I had a C. I bought an electric oven that is rated C. So it is not efficient, does not maintain the heat inside. So it cooks for longer period, and at the same time consuming high watts, or a lot of power per hour. So ending up spending a lot of money. What is government doing to address the issue of fluctuations? Fluctuations, when you say, can they see who is loaded? These are 2 different things. One, sometimes it is ourselves who do the vandalizing of these electricity, the grid system. People connecting people illegally, others connecting themselves in the middle of the wire, others connecting what? So it's a lot. As we wait for the government to do something, they are always trying to monitor, they are trying to introduce smart grids. Of course, it has been advocated for, but we also have to be vigilant. But as we wait for that to be done, for me, the opportunity I present to you is you need to have a wide range appliances so that when fluctuations happen, your appliance is not hurt. Maybe you're not at home or you're in the bedroom and from nowhere the power fluctuates, goes down and it shoots back. What happens to the appliance? If it is a short range appliance, it will get brown or it will get what? Affected. So you need to have a wide range appliance in that case. As we wait for the government to come in and address the fluctuations. I think those were the questions. Have I left out one?
I think there was one, I don't know if you had answered the third one, but I think you did the one about unregulated electronics and what ERA is doing to address this.
Yes, actually, when they are working with UNBS, they are coming up with standards. They are working with the representatives from different sectors, but you should remember it will take a lot of time to remove these appliances from the markets. Because people go out, they come and pay their high taxes. Because what they've been doing is they charge them high taxes. But remember, I saw an advert, someone selling a pressure cooker in China at 10,000. So even if they charge them tax and they say it will be double the amount you purchased it, it will be 20,000. So they you at 50,000, and you will say, why should I buy a pressure cooker of 200,000 when there is one from China at 50,000? So that is because they are just trying to tax them high. But the other people who are producing those fake appliances, what they do is they sell them too cheaply to the vendors. That even though you give them double tax or 3 times the tax, still they do not feel the impact. So it should be you to avoid purchasing them. There is a question here, Madam, thanks for the presentation. What do you say on the conversion of high consuming energy appliances to low consuming local electricians? To low consuming by local electricians. Conversion, yes, you need to move from high consuming local electricians. You mean we need to empower them to produce low consuming appliances? Maybe that is what you mean. That we empower local electricians to produce appliances that are low consuming, or you mean that we should encourage them to convert and use low consuming appliances? The major issue for me I found here is the information gap. People do not have information. Even the highly educated people do not know the meaning of these things. They don't even know what is a high consuming appliance in Uganda. Even the electricians don't know. They don't know. If you ask them, how should I know that my fridge is a high consuming fridge? They don't know even the standard, the minimum or the maximum. So that information is provided, but I think I should say it is hidden. It's given to your face, but never brought to your attention. So meaning you don't know about it. So it is hard to convert from those appliances if you don't know about them.
Thank you. There are some other questions that have come in. Another from James Babumba, who says, with quick cooking, what appliance is preferred in terms of power rating? Let me also give you a second one that has just come in the chat from Dr. Sylvia Arakit. She said, I think she was responding to Mamambo Shafiq, saying, Mamambo, that is possible, but be careful because some of them are less skilled and tend to gamble. This is from the previous question. But I hope you had gotten the first one from Mr. James Babumba, who is asking what appliance is preferred in terms of power rating.
Standards for different appliances. But where you find an appliance that consumes more than 1,000 watts per hour, 1,000 watts, if it has an figure above 1,000, those things they write there and you see it is 1,000 W. Now just know that is an expensive appliance. Do not be deceived. It consumes more than 1 unit per hour. Today on Ugandan market, that means it is a very expensive appliance. It is going to consume 2 times more. And to look at its efficiency level. Efficiency is important because it could be 1,000 watts, but it is not efficient. It cooks slowly or it works slowly to achieve your desired need, meaning it takes longer and in the end it consumes more. So look at its efficiency level. You look here. This particular label, which is being shown here, it is saying rated current is 1.5 amps. Now, remember what I told you is like when you're focusing on Ugandan standards, you should be able to know that this appliance will work well for me in my business in Uganda here, given the available power, given what, without compromising or without me having to worry. If not, you'll put a guard or whatever on it. But sometimes those guards also fail. The electric pressure cooker I've told you keeps burning any guards I put on it. I had a power meter, which helps me know whichever meal I've cooked, how much has it taken. I buy power meters when I try a new equipment. Power meters are very, very cheap, and you can have them to test. But it even burnt my power meter. That power meter was very strong, but the frequency, the amount of electricity taken when it is cooking is too high. It also burnt that because our sockets, the voltage it takes in was very, very high compared to even my power meter, which is standard approved by UN. So that is the thing. And like I told you last time, that for some things you can choose to go to approved people. Those who were asking me about water filters. The best place for you to go and get a water filter is the Ministry of Water and Environment in Iruzira, their offices. At their offices, they have approved water filters. So those who are asking me about water filters, those water filters will see us posting. They are only those that are approved by the Ministry of Water and Environment. And if you are not sure, go to the ministry and they will actually guide you on the appropriate products.
Thank you very much. Let me hand over just the last question for Q&A and we close. This one is from the chat. What advice do you, from Dr. Edith, what advice do you give to illiterates who do not have access to this information and what can be done?
Thank you so much, Doctor. That is now the key issue that we are having today, the information gap. And that informed the current PhD I am doing, which is to design a model for communicating information to end users so that they can make informed energy decisions and we can have just energy transition where people are at the center of their transition. They have the power to choose which appliance, what to buy or when to buy. Currently, there is an issue of information gap. Some attempts are being made Though some attempts have focused on demonstrations like exhibitions, yet still under an exhibition, the seller will not tell you that my product is very high voltage, buy the other one. Meaning, still information needs to go out there. Even some sellers, some vendors do not know the meaning of this information. Even some policymakers do not know the meaning and the impact of this information. So the information gap is still wide from the bottom to the top. And it's the issue we are trying to address. I'm trying to address in my study by coming up with a model and providing recommendations and writing to the government and the right authorities and policymakers to provide information, resonant information with Uganda. Because if you see other countries, their standard voltage is different. Their frequency is different. So we need information to a Ugandan who's using electricity from here, who is under our conditions here. Some countries, like I showed you the labels, the energy efficiency labels, those are not for Uganda, but we are trying to collaborate to be able to use these labels here. But for us, we are also working on ours, on what we call the mandatory energy performance standards. And with time, when these are out, you'll see that all appliances to be sold on a market will have labels that show that this appliance is an A appliance, is a B appliance, is a C appliance. We are still working on that. And we need to have very technical people who understand our energy landscape, who understand our ability and capacity, and also design these ratings, appropriate ratings for Uganda.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for ably answering all the questions and for the presentation in general. I'll just want to end Q&A at this moment and hand it back to Dr. Edith Basariro, who is our host this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Josh, for managing the Q&A session. And I would like to appreciate Madam Florence Nakajubi for interacting further with the participants and responding to many of our issues we are raising. I should say we are looking forward to your PhD because I can see the gap is really there. There is a lot of relevance in what you are doing. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. And thank you for bringing us on board on these various aspects that you've shared with us. Before we end this, I would like to invite Dr. Sylvia Arakit to make closing remarks. And as I invite Dr. Sylvia Arakit, I would like to say that Sylvia Arakit is a senior lecturer in the Department of Entrepreneurship and Innovation in the Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Management. Dr. Sylvia Arakit is also another expert in this area of entrepreneurship and energy. And I would like to invite her to make her closing remarks on the session. You're most welcome, Dr. Sylvia Arakit. Please unmute and give your closing remarks.
Okay, thank you very much, our dear day manager, Dr. Edith, whom we call our mother locally in the faculty. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. As we wrap up today's insightful session on how to select efficient appliances and technologies for our businesses, allow me to sincerely thank our dear presenter, Ms. Florence Nakajubi, for sparing time to share with us about real issues that drive our business costs up. But these are really ignored in our business discussions. And I'm happy that she has really shared valuable insights. It might not be very comprehensive, but at least it has opened our eyes as business people to think beyond and try to also inquire more about our decisions. I also want to appreciate each of you for your active participation, for thoughtful questions, and also willingness to learn. We can't take this for granted. I would like to reiterate the facts that the presenter started with, the issue of energy costs being ranked the second in the list of the business operational costs next to materials. This is something that we cannot take lightly because it does drive, or make businesses less profitable. And as we speak, doing business in Uganda is becoming tighter and tighter. Besides the cost, we have, taxation issues. So as entrepreneurs, we need to do something to reduce some of these costs in order to stay in business. And I still want to emphasize that our dear esteemed listeners, the onus is on us to address this. The government might not be able to, address all of this, but in their capacities, they are doing whatever is possible to ensure that we have the most efficient, appliances in the market. But as we are all aware, the kind of economy we are operating in is more of an open economy. So many appliances come into the market, and again, it goes back to us. So I want to emphasize again that all we need is just to look out for the right information to inform our decisions on what to buy, where to buy, and how best to use those energy appliances and technologies to ensure that our businesses are sustainable. Of course, luckily, we have been blessed in these last two sessions with insightful presentations from Florence, and she has discussed not just how to save energy, but also how to make smart investments that reduce costs, that increase productivity, and also protect our environment. Whether you are choosing the solar-powered appliance, whether you are looking out for energy-efficient fridges and TVs, or you're looking for improved cookstoves, each of these choices you make brings your business one step closer to sustainability. We need to remember that efficiency is not just about cutting corners, but it's more about using the right appliances and also nurturing the right behavior among our employees, among our workers, among our business associates, and to get the best results out of our investment choices. In the context of our business, that means that we need to, use little to do so much and to do it smartly. From her presentations and interactions, what I take home is that information and knowledge is power. We must look out for this information. We must look out for knowledge. We must be able to make informed decisions. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, let us take this with us back to our businesses and our communities and also to our families. Let us search for information and let us make informed choices that will improve our business productivity, but also improve societies that we live in. I want to thank you all, and I want to wish you a blessed day ahead. And I remain Dr. Sylvia, who is also so much passionate about energy and entrepreneurship here in Uganda. Maybe at an opportune time, I will also get a chance to come and, add on to what Madame Florence has been emphasizing in relations to our business operations. Dr. Edith, thank you for the opportunity, and I hand back the microphone to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sylvia Arakit, for your wonderful closing remarks and bringing us back on board, most especially emphasizing the key aspects that Madame has talked about. We appreciate you for finding time in your busy schedule to come and talk to the entrepreneurs. Thank you very much, Dr. Sylvia Arakit, for the closing remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me again to appreciate the top of the hour. I don't want to hold you anymore here for her very relevant presentation. Florence, thank you very much for finding time in your busy schedule to come and present to us. We are proud to have you people as experts in this area and would like to get back to you again at an opportune time to request you to come and say more to the entrepreneurs. I'm sure they need more information to be able to close this gap that is very relevant for efficiency in our productivity. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for logging on this morning. I would like to appreciate you and wish you a blessed Thursday. Bye-bye for now.
Gotta get up. You gotta get up and make a move. 'Cause the world will never see you until you do. No, they don't really care what you're going through. So you gotta show 'em, baby. You gotta show 'em the real you. You gotta give 'em what you got. No, don't let them see what you're not. 'Cause you are strong. You are wise. You are worth beyond 1,000 reasons why. And you can be perfect, baby. 'Cause nobody's perfect, darling. But no, 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 there's nobody in the world like you. What do you do when you can't let go? What do you say when you just don't know how you feel? And you know nobody knows how you feel. 'Cause everybody's got their own damn problem. So everybody's trying to find their way. And day by day it's a struggle. In this world, you know you have to hustle. Just know that you're not alone. You don't always have to be strong all by yourself. I said it's okay to ask for help. Now listen. People will find you, but they don't define you. And you will find people who help redesign you. People will find you, but they don't define you. And you will find people who help redesign you. You are a work of art, but you didn't think you'd come this far. Now here you are, baby, you are strong, you are wise. You are worth beyond 1,000 reasons why. And you can be perfect, baby. 'Cause nobody's perfect, darling. But no, 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 there's nobody in the world like you. You know that you can be perfect, baby. There's nobody perfect, darling. I love it just the way that you are. I love it just the way that you are. I love oceans, stars, and sky. Oh, I love your eyes. Oh,